Hello, Truth Seekers. I am at Visitation Parish in Elmhurst, Illinois. I am here speaking after Masses to promote the talk that I have on Tuesday. So if you're around on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, come hear a little bit about my story to Catholicism and to God, but also my desire and need for spiritual companions because community has made such a difference in my life. That's Tuesday, 7 o'clock, December 10th at Visitation Parish in Elmhurst. Okay, now this week, last week was hope. And I got to tell you, I had to ask for a lot of hope because there were 2 days where I was in sort of despair. What I wanted to do and what was happening in my life those 2 days was not exactly aligned. And so when I prayed for hope, everything changed. Everything changed. I started becoming more grateful and just started going through my list of why I was so grateful to God. And then I started trusting more that He's got this plan. And guess what? That's what this week is all about. It's about faith. And faith is basically trust. We have to trust that God is working in our lives, even when we don't see Him in our lives. There are times when things are not going well. You're dealing with a ton of trials and tribulations in the season of your life. And yet, it's those times that we need to seek God out more. God is actually helping us. He's wanting us, desiring us to go run to Him all the time because He is there in those dark moments. And we should align our suffering to His suffering on the cross. Don't waste those moments of bad thoughts and the things that you're sacrificing and suffering during the times of darkness. Maybe you're losing your faith, or you're angry at someone, or you're not forgiving someone, you're resenting someone. We have to give it to God and say, God, I need you to help me love like you, to forgive like you, to suffer like you. So this week, let's just dive into faith. Let's take that mustard seed, or as I say, that half of a mustard seed of faith that we have, and put it in the ground and water it and keep going to God. Keep praying, keep receiving the sacraments in your life, reconciliation, Mass, the Eucharist, Jesus in us, protecting us from venial and mortal sins. Let's really dedicate some time to Him. Pray for at least 15 minutes. And when I'm talking about praying, I mean being silent and just loving Him. Not praying your rosary, not reading the scriptures, just 15 minutes of telling Him how awesome, how amazing the Almighty God is. Alrighty, everyone, let's focus on faith this week. Try to go to a daily Mass if you don't go daily. And try to spend a little extra time on Sunday sitting and loving God after you receive Him in the Eucharist. All right, y'all, I love you. Oh, I also put a link for my book. So that's one thing that a lot of people have been coming to me about, because when I speak, and I've been doing that quite often, they want to know more about the journey because I only have an hour typically. And when I spoke at the Advent candlelight dinner in Elgin at St. Thomas More, I only had 30 minutes, so it was really tough to get the whole scoop and the whole story. So I put a link in here that you can order the book. Please, if you do order the book, do give it to somebody else. This is not about the money. It is about the story, and I hope that it touches some souls and some people can relate and hopefully go to Jesus for that healing and that peace and joy that I was searching for my entire life, but certainly didn't look for it in God. It's Am I Catholic? A struggle with faith, humility, and surrendering to God. Oh, and by the way, it's also Audible. For those who love audiobooks, I narrate it myself, so that's also available all on Amazon's bestseller. Love you, love you, love you. Have a blessed and inspired week. Let's all practice our faith, people.